So yesterday, Nostalrius they made this huge post on their forums, meeting report from our post-mortem presentation. Basically, everything that happened when they met with Blizzard. I wanted to go over that with you guys, and I wanted to talk about some of the more interesting points in the post with you guys that I really stood out to me after reading it a couple times. And I also want to talk about, some my thought process and some real talk with you guys about, Nostalrius in a whole, and my attitude towards it lately. And I just wanted to really get it off my chest because I just want to get some things off my chest. But anyway, so in this post, basically, they're talking about who is at the meeting. They're talking about, the Nostalrius developers, who is there, like Damon and Viper and Tyrion, everybody that was part of the NOS team. They were talking about, they would have this presentation, who's at the meeting. So Mike Morhaime, Jalen Bragg, Tom Chilton, Ian Hazacostas. They said that they went through a bunch of bullet points, like Q&A session, presentation of how everything worked. They talked about the good old days. They talked about how the meeting was supposed to last 2 hours, ended up lasting 5 hours. They were talking about how they want to play vanilla WoW again. The Blizzard developers, saying here, in a sense, they're also vanilla World of Warcraft fans. And one of the game developers said at one point that WoW belongs in gaming history and agreed that it should be playable again, at least for the sake of game preservation, and he would definitely enjoy playing again. It's interesting that they didn't include who that was, and I'm assuming that it was Mike Morhaime, because if it wasn't, I'm just going to assume it was one of the top four. It could be Mike Morhaime, because they probably left that name out for a reason. It was probably one of the bigger names that they didn't want to hear. It's probably, if I had to bet, it would probably be Ian Hazacostas, the game developer, or Mike Morhaime. Also, another thing that was really interesting for me in this post was, and I'm trying to find it really quick for you guys, but they're trying to say, basically, oh, here it is. In addition to the technical aspects of releasing a legacy server, Blizzard also needs to provide a very polished game. Keywords, polished game. That will be available to their, another keyword here, millions of players, something existing unofficial legacy servers cannot provide. So 2 questions here for you guys. One, what does a polished game mean? And the second thing is, available to their millions of players. Which players are we talking about? Are we talking about the players who no longer play the game? Or are we talking about the players who are currently playing retail that want nothing to do with Legacy WoW? Gonna be interesting to see the road ahead, guys. What's happening? Now I'm not trying to read too much into this. It's just a forum post, but very polished game. Does that mean they're trying to fix all the bugs that made vanilla memorable? Are they trying to fix class specs that didn't really work back then? Are they trying to balance the specs? They're trying to change some of the difficulty in the raids. And it says here, available to their millions of players. Who are they trying to appeal here? They're trying to appeal to the people who no longer play, that are wishing for legacy? Or do they want to tune vanilla WoW a little bit to appeal to the people who are currently playing their game? I don't know, guys. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But overall, I'm glad they made this post. I did want to talk about Nostalrius for a bit with you guys. I've always really defended Nost. If it wasn't for Nostalrius, guys, we wouldn't be in this position. So that's one thing. And I just wanted to say, the thing about Nostalrius was, in my opinion, it was hands down the best private server ever made. And I'm not trying to be a fanboy or anything. It really was. The fact that they had thousands of players on, and they still had a pretty stable server. They appealed to their player base with the PvE server and the PvP server. And the thing that real people don't realize is that whether you like PvP server or PvE server, the PvE server on Nostalrius was the second biggest private server out there. So whether you like PvE or PvP, you have to say that it's pretty impressive that they owned 2 of the top servers, PvP and PvE. So that was impressive. And it really was an enjoyable experience. There wasn't really that many bugs or issues. There was issues. There was some minor bugs. But for the most part, guys, it was a really enjoyable experience. It wasn't perfect, but I would say it was probably 90% of the way there. And they go in this post saying that they mentioned to Blizzard all the bugs and everything that was wrong with the server. So they themselves, in a sense, are not biased, and they understand that they had faults themselves. And here too, and a key thing, and the fact that we worked hard for years for you, the community, and not for any financial reward. And I think at the end of the day, we need to understand that that was something very special about Nost, and people don't realize this as much. There's something that goes on in the private server community right now, and most of these servers have cash shops, and I'm very much against cash shops for two reasons. One, it reminds me of Blizzard retail, their cash shop, and just makes me realize that, you know, people are trying to make money, and they run businesses, and, you know, people are trying to make a quick buck. And second of all, to me, I look back at Nost and how they didn't have a cash shop. Why do all these other servers have cash shops? It's disappointing, and it makes you realize something, that there was just something very special about Nost, and they really cared about the game, and that's why I, you know, have always admired them, because they never were in it for the money. They were never in it for anything except just enjoy the fucking game that they loved. And I think Blizzard started to realize that probably more at this meeting, and it gives me hope to see what's happening eventually with this stuff, because, you know, I'm with them 100%. I've always defended them. I never really talk bad about Nost, because at the end of the day, guys, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be in this position. I wouldn't even be making videos here. So I do thank them so much for everything. But I will say this, and some people have given me flack for negativity. I'm not negative, guys. I'm just fucking realistic, okay? I'm fucking realistic about a lot of shit. I can't sit here and tell you guys that Legacy servers are going to come out at BlizzCon. I can't say, oh my god, I can't wait for Legacy servers next year. Like, oh my god, we can't keep our hopes down. We got to keep praying for Legacy servers. They're going to come. Why? Because I'd be lying to you. And I always kept it real on here. I'm not going to fucking lie to people to make people seem happy. Because guess what? At the end of the day, that's a fucking politician. I don't want to be a politician, okay? Now, I go on Reddit, I go on YouTube, I see comments everywhere about people saying, oh, guys, is this a good sign? This is a good sign, everything's good. We're looking forward to the future. The Legacy servers are going to come. I can feel it. I can't say that because I don't know if it's coming. I really don't know. And nobody does know. So how can you sit there and pray and hope that they are coming? Now, I can sit here and say, yeah, everything's good, but at the end of the day, things are not good. After all this has happened, the petition, everything, you got to look at the facts at the end of the day. There has been no progress. Now, I understand that the meetings were a good thing. Everything that's happened is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. Everything's good. I love Nost. I'm glad they went there. I'm glad they talked at the meetings. I'm glad they stood their ground. But I have to be realistic and tell you guys, there has been absolutely nothing that has been accomplished so far. And I'm not being negative. I'm just being fucking realistic. In life, you know, you have to sit down and think, you know, you can be optimistic all you want. You can be optimistic for the future. But facts are the facts. And we just have to keep going and see what happens. But obviously, yeah, this is a good sign. Of course it's a good sign. You know, there's progress being done, I guess. Over 250,000 people signed the petition. But at the end of the day, nothing has been done. There has been no announcement. There has been no signs of anything. Let's not forget, last month, J. Allen Brack himself, who was attending this meeting, said that they wanted pristine realms. Let's not forget, a couple weeks ago, they doubled down on that in the developer podcast on Twitch and said that they are still agreeing with their pristine realm idea. Let's not forget the fact that for years, people have been wanting legacy servers, and they haven't said anything about it and repeatedly just ignored the issue, or they referred to that one blue post from 2006 saying that they have no plans. Let's not forget things. And I think that's a problem with people in life with causes and, you know, things like that, is that people seem to just let it go or settle down or leave it alone after a while. And people just, like, for some reason today, don't really stick to their guns, and that's a problem. And I'm seeing that all over Reddit. I'm seeing it all over YouTube. And I'm not saying not be a positive. I'm not saying not be optimistic. I'm saying stop drinking the Kool-Aid and be a little realistic, because nothing's happened so far, which means that we have to keep signing the petition. We have to keep wanting legacy servers. We have to not say stupid shit like on Reddit saying that you are okay settling with Blizzard and you're compromising. Because 6 months, not 6 months ago, 2 months ago, you know, people were saying all over that they want Legacy, they want Vanilla WoW back, they want this shit back, and now I'm seeing everywhere that people are saying, oh, well, if we can have new player models, I'm cool with Vanilla WoW. No, guys, we want the whole real deal. And let me just end this video saying this, and I'll repeat this again. It's not about being negative. It's about being realistic. And I'm going to say this one more time. At the end of the day, while everything is going good so far, can you really say anything has been accomplished? No. Which means that we have to keep going and marching on and keep making, you know, voices heard, don't give up. And that just means that, and I just want to say too, that means anything in life. Don't give up on anything, because if you give up on something, what was the point of everything in the last 2 months? Absolutely nothing. So that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that we get Legacy servers soon. Obviously I want them, right? I wouldn't be making videos if I didn't want them. So hopefully we get them, but I'll still keep making videos about Nostalrius, see the updates, but let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys later.